Hi, welcome to another video. And the topic is partnership. We are dealing with partnership accounts in this video. Firstly, we should know what partnership is. See, partnership is an agreement, or a partnership is when two or more people come together to run a business for profit or earning purposes. All partners share in the profits in the agreed ratio. So a business like this requires some special accounting treatment. But before knowing the accounting treatment which is required in the process of partnership, we must know about the features of partnership. First one is two or more persons. There must be at least two persons to form a valid partnership. The maximum number of partners cannot exceed the number of partners prescribed by the Companies Act 2013, which is 15 any business, whether banking or non-banking. Moving on to the next, which is agreement. Partnership comes to existence by an agreement, either written or oral, among the partners. The written agreement among the partners is called partnership deed. Next one is existence of business and profit motive. A partnership can be formed for the purpose of carrying on legal business with the intention of earning profits. A joint ownership of some property by itself cannot be called a partnership. Next one is sharing of profits. An agreement between the partners must be aimed at sharing the profits. If some person joins hands to run some charitable activity, it will not be called partnership. Further, if a partner is deprived of his right to share the profits of a business, he cannot be called as a partner. Next one is business carried on by all or any of them acting for all. It means that each partner can participate in the conduct of business, and each partner is bound by the acts of other partners in respect to the business of the firm. Moving on to the next and last feature, which is relationship of principal and agent. Each partner is an agent as well as a partner of the firm. An agent because he bind the other partners by his act, and the principal also because he himself can be bound by the acts of the other partners. Now moving on to the next aspect of partnership, which is admission of a new partner. Admission of a new partner is the process of admitting a new person as an associate or partner to an existing enterprise is known as admission of a partner. See, there are various matters that require adjustments at the time of admission of a partner, and these adjustments at the time of admission of a new partner are goodwill, revaluation of assets and liabilities, reserves and other accumulated profits and losses, and the capitals of the old partners if agreed. Now moving on to the required adjustments. First one is determination of sacrificing ratio and new profit sharing ratio. The new partner acquires his share in profit from the old partners. This reduces the old partner's share in the profits. Hence, the problem of determining the new profit sharing ratio simply involves the determination of old partners' new share in the profits of the reconstituted firm. Next one is treatment of goodwill. Goodwill is an intangible asset and belongs to its owner at a point of time. On the admission of a new partner, the goodwill of the firm belongs to the old partners. Now moving on to the next. Adjustments for revaluation of assets and reassessment of liabilities. If at the time of admission of a partner, the assets and liabilities are revalued or some asset or liability is found unrecorded, necessary adjustments are made through the revaluation account. Any gain or loss arising from such exercise shall be distributed among the old partners in their old profit sharing ratio. Now moving on to the next, which is adjustment for reserves and accumulated profits or losses. If at the time of admission of a partner any reserve or accumulated profits or losses exist in the firm or books of the firm, these should be transferred to the old partner's capital or current accounts in their old profit sharing ratio. Last one is determining or adjusting partners' capital. If agreed, the partners' capital may be adjusted so as to be proportionate to their new profit sharing ratio. In that case, the new partner's capital is normally used as a base for determining the new capitals of the old partners and necessary adjustments made through case or by transfer of partner's current account. Now moving on to the next aspect of partnership, which is retirement or death of existing partner. Retirement of a partner means ceasing to be partner of the firm. A partner may retire from the firm in the following cases. First one is if there is an agreement to this effect, or all partners give consent for his retirement by natural death, or partnership at will by giving written notice to the remaining or continuing partners. Now moving on to the accounting treatment which is required at the moment of retirement of a partner. See, there are various adjustments that are required. First one is calculation of new profit sharing ratio and gaining ratio. New profit sharing ratio is the ratio in which remaining partners will share future profits after the retirement or death of any partner. New share will be equal to old share plus acquired share from the outgoing partner. Now moving on to the next, which is calculation of gaining ratio. Gaining ratio is the ratio in which continuing partners have acquired the share from the retiring or deceased partner. Now moving on to the next point, which is treatment of goodwill. The basic rule is that gaining partner or partners share compensate the sacrificing partner to the extent of their gain for the respective share of goodwill. If goodwill already appears in the books, it will be written off by debiting all the partners' capital account in their old profit sharing ratio. Now moving on to the next point, which is revaluation of assets and liabilities. At the time of the retirement or death of a partner, there may be some assets which may not have been shown at their current values. Similarly, there may be certain liabilities which have been shown at a value different from the obligation to be met by the firm. Besides this, there may be unrecorded assets and liabilities which have to be recorded, and these should be taken care of while preparing revaluation account. Now next is accumulated profits or losses. The reserves, accumulated profits or losses belong to all partners and should be transferred to capital accounts of all the partners. Now moving on to the next and last point, which is calculation of amount to be paid to retiring partner or deceased partner. Deceased or retiring partner may be paid in one lump sum or installments with interest. At the time of retirement or death of a partner, the remaining partner may decide to keep their capital contributions in their profit sharing ratio. Now moving on to the next aspect of partnership, which is dissolution of the firm. On dissolution of the firm, the business of the firm ceases to exist since its affairs are wound up by selling the assets and paying off the liabilities and discharging the claims of partners. The dissolution of partnership among all partners of a firm is called the dissolution of firm. The dissolution of a firm implies the discontinuance of partnership business and termination of economic relations between the partners. In case of a dissolution of a firm, the firm closes its business altogether and realizes all its assets and pays all its liabilities. The payment is made to the creditors first out of the assets realized, and if necessary next out of the contributions made by the partners in their profit sharing ratio. When all the accounts are settled and the final payment is made to the partners for the amount due to them, the books of the firms held closed. Now moving on to the accounting treatment required under the process of dissolution of the firm. There are various accounts that should be prepared in this process, and these accounts are realization account, partners loan account, partners capital account, and the last one is bank or cash account. Realization account. The realization account is prepared to record the transactions relating to the sale and realization of assets and settlement of creditors. Any profit or loss arising out of this process is shared by partners in their profit sharing ratio. Partners' accounts are also settled and the cash or bank account is closed. Now moving on to the partner's loan account. We do not transfer the loan by the partner to the firm to realization account. It remains in its account itself. At the time of settlement, that is payment of liabilities, we pay partner's loan after paying the outside liabilities but before the payment of capital. If partners take over firm's assets, we debit it to their capital accounts at the agreed value being payment against the capital. If a partner takes over the liability of the firm, we credit it to their capital accounts. In addition, we also transfer undistributed profits or losses, reserves and realization profit or loss to their capital accounts in their profit sharing ratio. On the debit side, we show opening balance and the amount received from the sale of assets and amount brought by the partners. And the credit side, we show payment of liabilities, expenses and amount paid to partners. After settling all the claims of the partners, there should be no balance in the bank or cash account. Now moving on to the last aspect of partnership, which is insolvency of partnership firm. When a partnership firm is not able to meet its liabilities and is in financial difficulties, the court intervenes at the instance of the creditors or the debtor himself and brings about a settlement whereby the debtor surrenders his entire property and obtains freedom from having to pay his debts. In this whole process, a liquidator is also appointed to solve all the problems that were incurred in insolvency of the firm. Whenever required, insolvency and bankruptcy code is also induced. Now moving on to the accounting treatment which is required in the case of insolvency of the firm, we should have to prepare two accounts, which is statement of affairs and deficiency account, which should show the true financial position of the firm so as to pay off all the liabilities or to construe the exact financial position of the firm and to help the process as required. So that is it about all the aspects of partnership. Thank you.